Landmark year for the D. 50 years since the most tumultuous summer in the city's history.
Well, it started at the corner of 12th and Claremont back in July of 1967.
Yes, and it was a turning point for Detroit. And today, in 2017, an opportunity for new conversations.
A historic exhibit is opening at the Detroit Historical Museum to encourage these conversations. For more on this historic exhibition, we welcome our guests from our partners with the Detroit Historical Society, Tracy Irwin, who's the Director of Exhibitions and Collections.
Yes, and Kalisha Davis, the Director of Community Outreach and Engagement. Thank you for being here.
Good to see you both. Thanks for
having
coming
us.
in.
Yes. So the exhibit is titled Detroit 67 Perspectives, and the notion is to look back to be able to move forward. Explain that to us.
So looking back to move forward is really the society's commitment and desire to use the history of July 1967 as a catalyst for conversations with the community. So we want to reflect, we want to engage, we want to have dialogue with members of the community of all ages and invite them to be a part of this conversation.
So there are still some folks who remember being in the city and outside of the city when that happened. And now you fast forward 50 years, so many great things happening. You've got young people who have no idea that it happened, but they don't understand the meaning or the rich history of what this means, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're really hoping to engage them.
Yes, and there are a number of organizations that are partnering with us that are doing a superb job in helping make this relevant for their lives and for their vision for the future.
Okay, now tell us about some of the stuff that we have on the table.
Well, we just brought a sampling of some things that visitors, when they come to the museum, will see. You know, the exhibit really looks back 100 years, you know, before 67, and brings you right up through. Great visuals, you know, wonderful content, props. These are some of the things that you'll see, you know, some early Jet magazines, you know, things that were going on in Motown.
Hold up the Jet magazines. Yeah. Get a shot of that.
That was the actual magazine, that size? Was it that?
Yes.
Pocket size?
Yeah, it was pocket size.
Oh my.
Yeah, you know, things about Martin Luther King Jr. when he was, you know, when he was here in Detroit before, you know, and visiting Cobo.
May I?
Of course,
yeah.
yeah.
Let me just hold that up. I want to grab it because these are jumping off the table is something that's so cool, and you're seeing the overhead shot. So how did you put this all together? Where did all this come from?
Well, you know, a lot of it came from our collection. Some of the props, you know, this exhibit is something that there's not a lot of stuff. You know, this isn't an artifact-rich exhibition, so we really wanted to create something that gave visitors an experience. So, you know, as people are walking through, you know, we talked to a lot of our members. Several of these things were borrowed from a gentleman. Some of them are from our collection. But, you know, walking in, you know, we have a living room experience, and the living room experience really shows how 95% of Metro Detroit experienced the events of 67. You know, they weren't that 1, 2, 3, 10% that were out. And then moving into a storefront, experience, and then turning around and seeing a tank, and really using all of those oral histories that we've collected. We've collected over 400.
Close to 500
Close to
now.
500, yeah, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Some are videos, some are written transcripts, some are oral.
So let's talk about why it was important to reach out to the community and engage with everyone around you.
So this is community driven. Like, it has everything to do with the community. There's so many implications for residents across the metropolitan area, and we wanted to create this opportunity to have thoughtful dialogue and to look at this from a perspective, because we have we have the opportunity, being 50 years past, to really look at this from a dynamic way, in a dynamic way.
But with all these recordings, you're setting the stage for 50 years ahead, too. I mean, you're going to be able to look back and then also continue your collection.
Some of the oral histories, we do ask questions about, you know, what does Detroit look like in 2067? And we're hoping that the community, we actually have an interactive where people will ask questions about 2067 and hope that people leave comments for people in 2067. We have a half-century box where, you know, write feedback, and, you know, hopefully 50 years from now, people are reading those.
Yeah. All right, so please remind everyone about the when and where of the exhibit.
It's at the Detroit Historical Museum in the Cultural Center. It opens Friday, the 23rd. The opening reception starts at 5, ends at 10 o'clock. Tickets are $75 for general admission, $150 for the VIP at 5 o'clock. And then Saturday it opens to the public, June 24, and that is free to everybody.
And it continues through June 30th. So please come and be a part of it.
Lots of great programming.
All right, this is great.
Good to see you, ladies. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
And then
Thank
to
you.
purchase tickets and to learn more about the exhibit, how it came together, and how you can get involved moving the community forward, visit the website Detroit1967.org. And really quickly, we just want to shout out Kalisha's dad. Hey, Dad. Hi.
Hey, Dad.
Jason, over to you.